scenes with your boy Grafh. He about to go on stage. Queens get the money, we outside. About to go get it, man.
Hey, you heard? Boy popped out on me, how you man?
You know what I mean? I popped out, man. We everywhere. Outside, Switzerland, Queens, right? Bronx, downtown, around town. All right, peace and love, world. Welcome to another episode of Conversation with Zoe. Today we are in Manhattan, but in this room we are in Queens.
Yes, sir. Talk about it.
What's the word, my guy? Great to see you.
Chilling, indeed, indeed. Big Queens in the building. What up, though?
Fact, man. So we got Grafh, man, an American rapper, formerly signed to EMI Records and Virgin Records. Is currently an independent artist. Grafh has also been supported by several well-known artists, including Drake, Trinidad James, Raekwon. Shia LaBeouf praised Grafh in a late interview with Carson Daly. Oh,
shout out to Shia LaBeouf, man. That's a good dude. It's the bro right there.
Right.
I'm Jamaican, by the way.
Right.
I don't know what they said on there, but American too, but Jamaican.
Right. Jamaican, yeah.
Roll boy, boom, bye, all of that shit.
Right. That explains some of the flows in some of your songs.
Oh, yeah. Facts.
You know
that's culture shit.
Right.
Sure.
Introduce yourself to the world.
Hey, what up? My name Grafh, y'all. Big Queens in this bitch. I'm just here to push the culture forward. That is all, folks.
That is all.
Word.
So we're gonna get you going. You say, stop calling art content.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
Well, that was the name of the project I dropped with Benny the Butcher. Shout out to Benny the Butcher. Me and him combined. We made a company and dropped that album together, so shout out to him. Or 50-50 on the joint.
Right.
But stop calling art content. The title is self-explanatory. Like, I don't subscribe to the whole content thing. I believe in make something that's dope. Right. Make it because it's dope first. Make it because you have something to say. You want to be seen. It's like something of substance. That's my opinion.
Right.
I don't think anybody's concerned with being dope anymore. I think people just want to be viral.
Right.
And that's where shit gets diluted. And I actually care about the culture. Like, I'm a part of it for real. Like, I care about moving it forward. It means something to me. It saved my life and many others. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just not a fan of just make content. Like, fuck all that. Make something dope. There'll be content out of that too. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think I'm a living example of that. You know, just
absolutely
being dope, being impactful, being intentional. And doing
impactful
something.
Is a good word.
Right.
Impact. Can we have some impact? Can people give a fuck about what you're doing, what you're saying? Like, I do miss the days when you had to be dope to be relevant. Mm-hmm. Now you just have to be viral. Like, think about it. You could be, in theory, right? If you was fighting a nigga and you knock somebody out, the person that knocked the dude out will probably be the one that's most viral. Nowadays, the nigga that's knocked out, the nigga that got violated is probably gonna be more viral and have a way better shot at success than you.
Right.
It's like, it don't even matter. You just get lit however you get lit and now you lit. And that's just trash to me.
Right.
Be dope.
Right. I think in our times, the person that got violated, you want to stay out the way. And now, promo.
Getting violated is in the way.
Yeah, it's promo.
It don't matter what you do. If it catch attention, you'll be relevant for it. And that's just content.
Right. And that goes back to impact, whether it's positive or negative. So viral, I found that it's all about impact. It's all about how it makes someone feel. So a video is either going to make you sad, angry, upset, moved, motivated, whatever. Right. But it's going to impact you in some way.
Fact.
So if you're trying to impact people, viral will happen. I never in my life thought I'd be a viral clips or whatever it was. That's not what I put it out there for.
Right.
I put it out there to make someone feel something, give some game to the youth, give some game to the culture. And it happened, and it's happened multiple times.
That's dope.
But that's what happens when you stay true to your intentions.
I agree. Like, my next album, I was teetering with the name just authentic, because I feel like I'm the most authentic in terms of what I'm doing and bringing to the game. Like, authenticity is everything to me. Like, what does it mean to you? What are you doing this shit for? Is it just a bag? It's just like, and I don't even knock niggas that do it just for a bag. I don't knock any hustles at all, but I do care about the culture, and I'm staying on that.
Right. What's your earliest childhood memory?
Earliest childhood memory. Damn. I don't remember the earliest one specifically, but I remember some distinct ones when I was really young. I remember my mom and dad fighting, arguing in the crib. I think he came home with lipstick on his collar or some shit.
Ooh.
Something. I could be off because I was like 3.
Right.
But I remember them beefing about something and it not going well after that.
Right.
I remember that really little. Yeah, I don't know if that's my earliest, but that's one of my most distinct, you know what I'm saying? Or like it got a little physical. Like I remember that.
And how would you describe your childhood?
I mean, loving for the most part. My mother was everything, you know what I'm saying? The most loving human being on the entire earth. My dad tried to be. He's a good person, but he wasn't there all the time. Like I don't have a bunch of memories of him being there, like raising me every step of the way. But I know he's a loving soul too. You know what I'm saying? So it was filled with love. I go raised by women, all that good shit. I mean, we didn't have like money like that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have much, but whatever they had, my mother made sure I ain't need nothing. Like when I was hustling going in the street, I just wanted more. That was me just wanting more. She did enough for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Word.
How would you describe high school Grafh?
High school Grafh was just on some fashion shit. Always smart, cutting class, having fun. But I'm like one of them dudes that's like innately smart. Like I didn't study hard, none of that, but I still like passed my classes and did super well. I remember somebody in my yearbook wrote, "Oh, I'm surprised you graduated." I'm like, "Bitch, I'm smart. Fuck you mean?" I'm with the cool kids hanging out, but nah, my shit was straight all the time. You know what I'm saying? But I was always into fashion, always on some cool fly shit in high school and in college. And now I like fashion. I like that kind of stuff. But in high school, I was super into fashion and shit like that. And then I started getting money when I was 16, like my senior year, and forget about it. Every dollar went to just clothes and shit.
Right. What did fashion look like in high school for you?
The way it look now.
Right. But
shit came back.
Okay, all right.
Because things came back in style that was popular then, it looked the same kind of, sort of. Right. I mean, back then I had a lot of Versace shit, Iceberg, Moschino shit back then. What else was shaking back then? I was a polo head at one point.
Right. I think we all were at one point.
Yeah, it's like super duper poloed out. And then I started selling all those pieces and got into the Iceberg shit. And from there, I got into the high fashion, Versace, and all of that type of stuff. So yeah, I was just always in the clothes and stuff.
Right. Where'd you go to college?
St. John's.
St. John's, okay.
It's funny because I went to school I was going to be a doctor.
Wow.
I was going to school studying physical science, trying to figure out the medical thing. Because, when you're young growing up, your parents be like, be a doctor, be a lawyer. I was like, all right, I got to pick one. That's what I felt I had to do. And somehow I ended up a gangster rapper. Don't know how this happened.
Right. For the kids, so this is good because I spoke about this, I think, yesterday. But many times are you first generation American?
Yeah. Like my whole family's from Jamaica. I was born here though.
Right. So many of us, we got to figure out things that our parents never really did.
Right.
So for them, we have it a lot better than they did.
Absolutely.
We're not in tin houses or outdoor bathrooms, or the light goes out every day, or there's no shortages here really, like there are there as far as. So when they say college, city jobs, all of those things, like, and you go against that, you sometimes you feel guilty. But for all those out there that are dreaming, like sometimes if it's positive, it don't hurt you, you love it, it's okay to go against what your parents say, because you have to live with it in the end.
It's a fact too. And sometimes you gotta realize, like I tell my kids, look, you're raised by imperfect parents.
Right.
I had kids young, we're not perfect. I'm still a work in progress, still growing every day. Like, I'd be like, take the good qualities you get from me, but there's a shitload of bad ones too that you're gonna have to read. You have to unlearn a couple habits that you probably learned from me that might not be the best thing. So I'm unlearning, unpacking my own situations, things that I picked up along the way. That I'm like, hey, that's not what's up. I gotta readjust certain things. So it's like you're raised by imperfect people who are full of mistakes and limitations. They might not have gotten as far as you. So you might dream so big that to them it sound like some unrealistic shit you saying, like, that's not real. But you should dream out of this world. You should dream way too big for somebody to imagine it being reality. You should dream that big. Why not?
Right.
Why not? I remember, it's funny, it's all mindset shit too, because a lot of times in the hood, you come up in poverty, you come up with parents that were also raised in poverty, so they feel limited. You learn that certain things are not possible, or you feel that they're impossible, or you feel that they're not tangible. And I remember I got a book to create this album, in Canada with these young white Jewish kids. I love them. They were my homies still to this day. But like their upbringing was so different than mine. I learned, I was there in a house working on this project for like a month, but that month like changed my outlook on life because their point of view was so different than mine.
Right.
Like they would just do things like, okay, we're gonna make this song, and on this song we should go get Beyonce and Jay and Drake. And I was like, I don't know if I can go get Beyonce on the record right now. They're like, why not?
Right.
Everything starts with an idea. Why not? Like they approach everything like, why not? Never like why or how. It's like, why not? Of course we can. Right. Like if they think it, they could achieve it, and everything they thought they literally achieved. And I'm sitting there like, yeah, why the fuck not?
Right.
Like whatever you say, you can really achieve it. Like words are really that powerful. Words are really spells, but we're not raised to believe that things could just happen like that.
Right.
But they are though.
Right.
They could not understand my limited thinking. They were like, what you mean? Why not? We could do whatever we want to do. We could do that. Like everything they had a ton of ideas. They were all great. And when I first got there, like to say the first week, a lot of those ideas to me sounded astronomical. Like, how are we gonna do that? And they're like, why can't we do this? Of course we can. We'll figure it out. We'll fundraise. We'll do it. Whatever it was, it was like limitless.
Right.
And I was like, this shit is amazing. Y'all raised like this. I have no idea how to even have these thoughts until now. Like when they planted that seed, I was like, oh, it's over. This is how I'm approaching the world now. And I'm saying nothing's off limits.
As they say in the congregation, this is doing something for somebody. You know what I mean?
Fact. This
is church right here. This is doing something for somebody. You know, and it's our norms, you know, are not normal to everybody else. You know? Right. And when you're exposed to different communities and different groups of people, like I don't really embark on race too much because most people have not been exposed to the rooms you and I have been in.
That's a fact.
And when you only see white people as authoritative figures, that's how you're gonna move around white people. Because you never had a white best friend or a good relationship or a good conversation with a white person. So when you only see white people as cops, principals, your teacher, authoritative figures, you're always gonna feel inferior to them.
Right.
But you've never been in an even playing field where that was your teammate. Right. That's the beautiful thing about sports. I went to boarding school, so these were my teammates. I lived with them, I dormed with them, all of that. So I had a whole different perspective to that. Like you living in that house for a month, that exposed you to like, okay, like I never say I was a big cursor, but when I went to boarding school, I was like, you know, I gotta clean it up a little bit, you know what I mean?
Right.
But then you go home and be like, you talk like a white boy. Right. So I'm like, whoa. I was like, you have an identity crisis because like, yo, what, like,
that's crazy.
Because I'm not saying nigga every 3 sentences, or I don't get it. Right. You know? So I'm like, you know, fuck all y'all. I'm gonna just be myself. Right. Because I gotta live with it at the end of the day.
That's a big fact.
You know, but it's like you in a cross between two worlds.
It's true.
Where you're trying to find comfort.
Because it depends on, like what you said, what you're taught, and then as you grow older, your exposure. Right. I remember I wasn't in a room full of mixed races until I was in college. Right. Because I'm from Jamaica, Queens. I ain't never been in a room full of. I remember the first time I was in a concert. I think it was a Z100 concert. I was probably like 19, looking around like, oh shit. It's like I'm surrounded by white folks. It just felt. It was just weird for me because I never experienced it before. And I thought it was weird. It was weird for me at that time because I was like, I'm coming straight out the hood, never experienced this in my life. It's my first time looking around like, wow, this is different. You know what I'm saying? I'm going through college. And as a matter of fact, back then I was so brainwashed. I didn't think that racism existed with young people until I went to school. Well, there's no way you could be young and racist. That's for old folks. Who the fuck would be racist at this age? It's impossible. Right. And I went to college, I was like, some of you motherfuckers are racist? How? Right. I was blown away. Like at that age, I was like, what? Why do you care about this shit? Right. Like I was kind of like, my uncle raised me to be kind of colorblind-ish. Like, he was like, yo, just judge people as individuals. Don't worry about no skin color. And I'm kind of still like that, to keep it 100. Because I got people from all walks of life that I'm cool with, that I make money with, that I break bread with, that I eat with. It don't matter to me. Right. I judge you as an individual first. If you're racist, and fuck you. If you're cool, I don't care. You could be whatever color. You could be green. Right. I don't give a shit. Who are you? You know what I'm saying? But that was learned because my parents wasn't like that. Right. They came from a different background, and their point of view was totally different. Right. My mother came here, saw roots, and was like, fuck everybody. You know what I'm saying? So it should be different. It's just about what you're exposed to and what you allow yourself to feel is real for you. Like what works for you. Some people won't I can say this to somebody like, oh, I don't see color. They're like, oh, you sound crazy. But they might have similar experiences to me. Right. I don't care. Not that I don't see color. I don't give a fuck about it until you show me otherwise. I don't judge you on that first. Like, nah, I don't.
Understandable.
I know a white kid from my hood who more hood than most hood niggas.
Right.
But he white. Usually you would assume he's Spanish because he's so hood, but he white.
Right.
But he more hood than most niggas you know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, who cares, bro?
Right. That's his world. That's what he was exposed to.
It's about what you're exposed to and what you know, man.
Right. Who are your musical inspirations?
The first and most important, I would say, was Nas first, because that's who made me want to even rap in the first place.
Right.
That was the first artist that I realized was describing things that was happening outside his window. So I listened to his music and I understood. I was like, wow, I see the same thing outside of my window. But he's just describing it so elaborately, the shit sounds like poetry. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So he was the first person that I realized was doing that. And then I started rapping, then I got into Eminem, Royce, Jay-Z, Jadakiss. Those are like my top. I'm like a combination of them niggas right there.
Right.
Put them in and Prodigy,
right.
Mobb Deep. Put them in one pot. That's Graph. There you go.
Right.
Word. But Nas first. That's Big Queens right there.
Right.
I just seen him the other day. That's like my biggest idol in this shit. So when he looks at me and says that he listens to my shit, that shit makes me. Right. I'm like, what? He be like, yo, like he know my music. That shit blown me. Same thing when I met Eminem, because he's a big influence on me too. When I asked him if he listened to my shit, he looked at me like I was crazy. Like, of course, duh. I was like, word, all right.
Yeah.
So these things are like huge accomplishments to me. They just because those are the guys that I was influenced by the most. Like without them, I don't know what the fuck I would sound like or would I even be doing this. I don't know. Probably be a doctor cutting somebody up right now.
Right. In surgery right now, you know?
Facts.
I mean, I get the similar. I got the similar feeling when you told me that you were a fan of the show. You know,
that's what's up. Yeah.
Yo, son, like these are people you grow up listening to and you see, and like, you know, I'm interviewing Graph. It's crazy.
I love that. That's dope. That's dope.
Appreciate that.
And I told you this show too. A lot of it is dope because of your energy.
Right.
Your energy, Joe. I was like, okay, son, what's son? I like what's going on. I'm an energy person, frequency, all of that shit. So it's like something about what you're giving off translates, it radiates, and I connected with the shit, and I was like, I'm fucking with it.
Right. And we've been seeing each other a lot. We've been bumping to each other a lot lately.
Energy. That's what I'm saying.
You know, and I think it was pretty cool. Shout out to Davey, shout out to Sweet Chick and Esso and them. We've never met in person, and we knew exactly who we were the first time we met.
Oh, it's the homie. What up, though?
Yeah, that was super cool. You know, that's a great moment for me.
Nah, that's dope. That's dope.
That's dope. I'm saying. How do you feel about the state of hip hop today?
Shout out to Davies, by the way.
Shout out to Davies, man.
Son solid. I did a pop-up shop for my clothing line. Called Dope NYC at his store in Harlem the other day. That shit was beautiful, man. Like, he's such a solid dude. I love to see when people make it in his business, get a level of success, and they don't change. No funny style shit. The same nigga all the time. Like, I love that. Because some people, but son is solid. Shout out to him.
Right.
What you say now?
Fortune Fables the Bold out now. Go
Go download my man's shit, Absolutely. Man. Shout out to East for sure. He on tour in Canada right now, all of that. Support the bro.
Yeah, we're supposed to once he gets back mid-August, we're supposed to make something happen. So
yeah, he'll fuck with you. He's solid,
I think, you know, after this drop, you know, it's gonna stamp it even more.
Hey, there we go. There we go. Sure.
But my question was, how do you feel about the state of hip hop today?
I like the fact that there's a lot of diversity in it. I like the fact that people that look like us get to change their lives and buy their mama houses and employ their friends and shit like that. I love that. Right. I love to see people change their lives. I like the fact a lot of women are kicking ass and really taking lyricism seriously, and they wrapping circles around a lot of these niggas.
Right.
I like that too. That's one of the, I don't want to say the first time in hip hop history, but this is one of the most prevalent time for women, in my opinion. There's mad women doing anything that can rap. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a lot of girls, whatever, but a lot of them are spitting and going in, and I appreciate that. Only thing I don't like about the current state of some music, I don't like when, because we all rapping street shit, cool. I just don't like when artists tell on themselves in the music. Like, this shit don't make it to a courtroom. I'm like, please stop that shit, bro. Stop telling on yourself. Let the police do their job. They got one job. Don't help these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really do listen to this music and print your lyrics out in court. And people act like this hip-hop police shit is such a mysterious division that just fell out of the sky. It's just cops that like hip-hop, bro. If you became a cop tomorrow, your musical taste doesn't change. These niggas know their music. I see cops that salute me in the street, like, Graph, what up? Your last project is fire. They not hip-hop cops. They're not. They just, it's a job. He likes the music. You telling on yourself. Stop it. If you really slid and committed whatever you talk about in your music, please don't rap about that shit. Leave the street shit in the street. It sounds cool in the music, so fucking what?
Right.
Change the name, change the street, change something.
Right.
Stop confessing in these songs. That shit drives me crazy.
Right.
Like, these kids don't realize it's really gonna, I mean, they niggas is really dying behind this shit and really going to jail.
Right.
It's like we taking L after L, and that I hate. That's the only thing I hate. Stop telling on yourself in this fucking music. Change the shit around. Change the names. Change the shit.
Right.
Just don't confess about crimes in the music ever again in your life.
Ever again.
Or on Instagram. None of that shit. Don't incriminate yourself. If you swiping, don't say it.
Right.
If you actually mailing packs and whatever, make it sound lyrical, cool, but change that shit where it's not like,
right.
we got them, boys. Like, nah, let them police with their motherfucking job. Stop helping them.
Right.
That's it. Everything else, I think hip hop has a lot of diversity, and I love to see it. I don't like say, oh, that's not hip hop, and nah, fuck all that. Whatever you're doing, if it's different, if you add it to the culture, more power to you.
Right.
Word.
We're gonna go to Twitter.
Let's go to Twitter.
People that say they show unconditional love be having mad conditions. I love that one. I was like, yo, that's
Word.
so true.
That's a fact.
Right.
It's true though, because somebody can tell you they love you and it's unconditional, and it's really not.
Right.
It's unconditional until it ain't. Think about like even a woman, she might love you unconditionally until you broke. The ones that really ride with you when you down, that's real love. But sometimes it might not happen. She might love you based on what you could provide at the moment, or she might love you as much as she can in that moment because she don't want to struggle with you and stuff like that. But I feel like true love is unconditional. Like how your mom would love you, or how your parents would love you, or how I love my kids. Like, they could do no wrong in my eyes. I don't give a fuck about anything else but how I feel about you. You know what I'm saying? So true love is unconditional. So when people say that, the people use that I love you word way too loosely. You know what I'm saying? They be violating behind your back, and it's like, you love me how? Right. You love me sometimes, I guess. You know what I'm saying? You love me till you get caught, or you love me till there's a lot of tails, and fuck all that. I love shit is weird, man.
Yeah, I love you and bro are kind of the same.
Yeah, well, bro
like
is
that.
more general, so it's cool. That's my bro, that's my son, whatever. I love you is a weird thing to say somebody like me, because my trust issues is super fucked up because I'm from the street, so I've seen all kind of shit.
Right.
And even relationship-wise, like, I've been through heartbreak and all that shit, broken a million hearts, but also any girl that I might have slid with that was not mine was somebody else's. So it's like, what are you doing, bitch? Like,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna stop you, but you violating somebody. I'm sure you told me you love him too yesterday.
Right.
It's life.
This is a good segue, because I'm not asking you to be perfect. I'm asking you to be honest.
Fact. I said that, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Saying some shit.
Yeah.
I be saying some shit.
I be
But that's a big fact though. I don't, if I'm dating you, I was probably thinking about some dating shit too, or whatever. If you're in my life, I cannot befriend in any capacity a person that plays with my reality. Don't lie to me. I don't give a fuck how bad it is. We'll get through it. If you lie to me, we can't get through that. I can't fuck with a lie. I just can't.
Right.
Don't play with my reality, because then I can't trust you. Then it's a character thing. No matter what you did, you could have made a mistake, cool, error, whatever. If you lie, that's your character. That's who you are. I can't fuck with you now because there's something wrong. You got to work on that.
Right.
Like, what you lying for? You afraid? You scared? What? Like, you're ashamed? Like the lie and shit, I can't fuck with that. I tell my own kids that. Like, if you lie to me, I cannot bond with you the same.
Right.
I don't hang with liars. I can't do it. It's going to break the bond. You could do whatever. We can get through it. If you lie, I can't get through that.
Right.
So for me, I'm not looking for perfection, because I'm the most flawed nigga ever. I got all kind of problems. I'm a toxic nigga reformed, working on me. You know what I'm saying? Word. So it's like, I'm not looking for perfection, but
Teed up.
Facts.
Right.
I am looking for honesty though.
Right.
That's it.
I don't care about the money. I care about the impact. The money ain't going nowhere. It ain't running. I don't chase that. Impact.
Facts. I do care about impact. That's the only thing that matters. What does it mean to you and then to others? Like, you got to do things that matter, that are impactful. Like, I'm not chasing the money. That shit ain't running.
Right.
It's saying you chasing the bag implies that it's going somewhere. That's like the little carrot dangling in front of the horse. Stop chasing the bag. Just do what you're doing. The money gonna come. That shit is going nowhere. It's there. It's circulating all the time, 24/7. When you sleeping, the money's still flying by your head.
Right.
You ain't got to chase that. Just do things that you're passionate about.
Right.
Passion is the key word to me. If you're not passionate about it, forget about it. Right. Just do what you're passionate about. It'll make life a lot better, trust me.
Right. Understand the hustle before you knock it. If you did, you'd probably try to manage an OnlyFans page instead of hating on it. She's most likely making way more money than you, bro.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
That's a big fact.
You, bro.
So there's two parts to that. One,
right.
I said, don't knock any hustle.
Right.
If your hustle ain't knocking my hustle, I'm not knocking yours. That's the only way I'm knocking your hustle doesn't affect my bread.
Right.
If it's fucking with my money, I'm knocking your shit, son.
Right.
If it's not affecting my bread, I don't knock any hustle. Now, the OnlyFans girls, I've been in a relationship with some that have OnlyFans, and I'm the nigga taking the pictures half the time in the video, and it ain't nothing crazy. But if you were on the back end unseeing what kind of money this make, you would want to manage some of these girls.
Right.
Like when you see girls taking trips around all over the place, niggas like, oh, she out there with a nigga. Oh no, she pays for that herself. Them bags and that car, yeah, she bought that because she makes way more money than you, fam.
Right.
Like I'm telling you, like they in tens of the thousands a month off posting basic pictures. I mean, some girls are doing the most on there. If you making porn, then okay, whatever, you can judge them how you want. I don't judge nobody I care about. That's another thing. So I don't know if I wrote that on there. But if I care about you, I don't judge you. That's who I am. But they making money, son.
Right.
That's a hustle that shit ain't going nowhere. Like if you see the back end and see the numbers, you be like, what? Yeah, she made twice that you made this month. She's smoking you, dog.
Right.
She's smoking you. Them trips and shit, there's not a sugar daddy doing that. She paid for all that.
Right.
So yeah, don't knock it.
You can't shame attractive women for capitalizing off their sexuality.
You can't. It's a part of, you can't knock any hustle, but you can't blame somebody for capitalizing on something that you're chasing anyway. You're attracted to her because of how she looks. So if she uses that and spin it and come up off it, you can't knock that.
Right.
You can't. In no way. That's like, you doing what you're good at. Can somebody knock you for that? You're making a living off what you're good at. You can't knock somebody for that.
Right. Random. A betrayal of trust is one of the worst things you can do to a person. The damage feels permanent. It can change you forever.
Facts. I got severe trust issues. I've been betrayed too many times outside, and I've seen too much shit. That's the worst thing. That's like in the same ballpark as lying and shit like that. When you betray somebody's trust, it's not much worse you could do. Like, how do you fix that?
Right.
How do you that takes a lifetime to fix. You could change a person straight up. It could be your man, like one of my closest friends, one of his closest friends hooked up with his kid's mom. Like back in the days. It's like, how do you, a nigga that held his baby when he was little, like how do you do that? How do you bounce back from that and still go into the world trusting or open-hearted? That shit would put my mind somewhere else. You know what I'm trying to say? I seen family members snake other family members. Like, how? Like, I stand on principles and morals, man. I'm raised different. So when I see these things, it's heartbreaking. And when it happened to me, they definitely do change me. I look at the world different. I mean, at least for me, my heart is still good. Right. But if that shit happens enough to you, your heart can change. You could be like, fuck that, and be a cold person. Right. That shit could change you.
No, definitely. Being whack and corny is like a superpower. LOL.
Word. Let me tell you something, man. I envy y'all whack niggas, man. Y'all have no limitations. Y'all have no bounds. Y'all having a blast out here. Right. It looks so fun to be trash. Right. Or to be ignorant and don't know anything about nothing. Like, y'all having so much fun. I be looking at y'all niggas like, wow, it's just limitless for you. When the more you know, and I'm not gonna say you're limited, that's probably the wrong word to use, but the more you know is the less you would play yourself and do some stupid shit. Right. When you're ignorant or whack, you could do whatever. You're like water. You fit into any container. You could take any shape and do whatever you want. They having a blast out here. Right. Because there's no limits. Right. I'm like, y'all niggas, it looks so fun to be trash, man. More power to you. Right. Y'all niggas need capes. Y'all whack ass niggas doing a great job out here, man. I envy y'all niggas.
Right. You gotta educate yourself. You will be charged for all the information you don't know. Ignorance is expensive. Facts.
I be saying some shit.
Facts.
I should make a book out of that. Mm-hmm. But nah, it's facts. You have to educate yourself, man. You will, like when they say what you don't know doesn't hurt you, that's a lie. Right. The more you don't know, you will pay for it in time and money. Right. You have to educate yourself because your lawyers will jerk you, your accountants will jerk you, your friends will jerk you. Like, you would just, the less you know is the more you're gonna pay for it. Right. It's gonna show on your bank account. and the time. You're gonna take a lot longer time to reach your goal uneducated on shit.
Right.
Or you're gonna get to taken advantage of. So them losses, you suffer enough losses, you figure that shit out. Like, hold on. You can learn through either physically picking up a book and educating yourself or going through the drama and the losses and the heartache of losing and getting taken advantage. You'll learn that way too.
Right.
Either experience or a book. But you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn today though.
Yeah, you're gonna learn
Word.
today. Random. Flying a girl out and tricking on her doesn't guarantee you sex.
Doesn't.
You still gotta create the vibe and the energy for that. Only a prostitute owes you some ass, bruh. You could expect it to happen, but she don't owe you shit.
That's a fact. A lot of guys get mad when they fly the girl out, but that should have been established way before the plane ticket talk. What are you talking about? Like, if I fly you out, we already know what's happening.
Right.
It's already a vibe. We already connected. We didn't flirt. You probably got a dick pic because I got all kind of shit. We didn't have phones. It's a vibe already.
Right.
Before we even talk about that kind of shit. Like, if you're leading with money, you can't expect her to, if she takes advantage of you, how you mad? You play yourself. You got to create the vibe. But when she gets to you, what's the vibe? What we doing?
Yeah.
You got to do something that's still, like, you still got to be that nigga when you get there.
Thank you. See, I was talking to the bro about this yesterday. I won't say the bro's name. But in our era, you actually had to approach girls.
Right.
Now you a DM away. So
fact.
The structure of courting women and addressing women is totally different because a lot of dudes, they got like a blueprint of how to DM girls and what they trying to look at, you know?
Right.
But when you out or you in a club or you on a train or you in school, like you got to think of your like little 10-second elevator pitch.
Right.
You feel me? Like, what am I going to say that's going to grab her attention right now? You know? And
that's a fact.
That was a vibe that happened in person.
Right.
Now it's like, I need to say something. I need to DM her something that she's going to respond to. So that in-person connection has been lost. And it's a lost art. Like before, like, bro, how many numbers you got today? Like, you know what I mean?
It
Like,
doesn't matter.
That was
you have to actually bag her and say something interesting, and she have to be into you from the jump. Like a lot of girls complain about this. A nigga might be lit on the gram. His DM game is incredible. He like you could text your ass off. In person, she carrying a conversation, you're a bore. She probably came with the intent to give you some ass, and she took it off the table because you whack.
Dried up.
You whack. You made the pussy dry, my friend.
Right.
It's you. You got to send her back home and go DM her again.
Right.
She got to come over blindfolded and not look at you because your energy's trash.
Right.
You got to create a vibe, son.
Right.
Or be a vibe still. Like, if what she do, she like to drink, smoke, she like to get something to eat, whatever. Like, you got to still create the vibe.
Yeah, you do. What she listening to? What's the playlist?
Trying to secure the buns, bro.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
You got to, I don't know, son.
Yeah.
Or you got to just be who you say you are. A lot of times you just a text warrior and you good at that shit. And then you, in person, she bored.
Right.
She bored, son. That's why she with me and Zoe. She bored.
Right. That's
she bored.
Random. If people you value lose faith in you and your dreams, that's their business, not yours.
Facts.
Stay focused and level up.
That's it.
That's it.
You can't listen to nothing. Everything, I don't care if it's your family, it could be your girl, it could be your friends. If they don't believe in you, that shit is noise. It don't matter. Everybody can't see your vision because it's yours. If you see it, go. Even if you whack niggas make it every day, B. Right. Even if you trash, if you see the vision, go. Somebody else ain't got to see it. Or they could be projecting their limitations or their fears upon you. You might be talking dreams that are too big and they're like, this nigga can't do that. What are you talking about? Right. Or they might know you whack and be like, there's no way he can make it. But whack niggas make it every day.
Every day.
Confidence outshines hard work. Hard work is like, or talent, I should say. You just got to go and believe in yourself more than everybody else.
Right.
It don't matter. If you see the dream clearly and you can speak it into existence, you understand the words or spells or whatever you think can really become tangible, go. That's it. They could wonder how you did it later. Right. Go. Word.
So this was the oldest tweet that I could find. Because it didn't let me scroll anymore. But this is good because, you know, we still in summer. We still talking to the youth. We still giving game to the community. But this isn't talked about enough. Emotional intelligence isn't ranked high enough. It is important. It's important. It's the most important thing, only second to your mental health.
Facts. I think emotional intelligence is at the top of the food chain. Like me as a boss, a person that employs people, if you come to me and you have the highest IQ ever, and I got to choose between you and a guy with emotional intelligence, he gonna beat you every time. Because you might get distracted by the noise. You can get thrown off. You might not know how to control yourself. You might have a bad attitude. You might spaz out because you could be controlled by your emotions and shit. The guy that got it together emotionally and understands how to assess problems by thinking through it and critically thinking through shit, that's gonna be my guy. You know what I'm saying? Because he's more reliable than you. Because knowledge not applied is useless. I seen smart niggas fail because they don't know how to control their emotion. I know a bunch of niggas that are like brilliant, but that brilliance is not coming across because they get too angry or too sad or too depressed, too something. There ain't no balance or whatever you tooling about, and that shit don't equate to money or success to me. It's not conducive to winning at all. Mm-hmm. So to me, emotional intelligence is right there under your mental health.
Right.
Where then how smart you are, because that equates to how smart you are to me.
Right.
If you brilliant and can't hold it down, then the fuck that mean?
Right. Once again, to the congregation, this is doing something for somebody.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Indeed.
Right. So, Grafh and Joe Budden time studio session 12 years ago. Long overdue. We're finally on the same track without dissing each other.
I said that? Who said that?
Joe said it.
Oh, facts. That's the bro. Shout out to Joe. I just spoke to that nigga like 2 days ago.
Right.
Yeah, because we had like this weird fake rap beef back in the days. People said he copied my style and all this other weird shit. And then I felt a way about it. We were both young and just new in the business, both from the hood, just high-headed. Mm-hmm. But we never fought or nothing like that. It didn't go that left. But my mom was already, when I see him, I'm gonna do X, Y, Z. But it never got to that point, which is good because we super cool now. Right. But back then we got together, got cool, and made a banger.
Right.
That shit sound like we made it yesterday. It sound like it's so dope. The record is still dope right now. We made it then. Right. Fire now. So that goes to show you when two talented dudes really come together, you create magic. Right. And put the bullshit aside. Right. For real. That shows growth. Right. We came in on some bullshit and got cool as fuck, and we still cool to this day. Right. Word. So
I think
I hope y'all take note of that. Take note of that. You can be cool with your ops. Fuck all that, man. That shit ain't worth nothing. Right. The older you get, you realize that op shit is turn ops into opportunity. How about that?
There it is. Grafh in the back room at 106 and Park 9 years ago. I disturb when I'm in the mood, and these diamonds are all white like Kanye's voice in his interviews. What the hell? Sue me. My ego is bigger than K. Michelle's booty.
Yeah, that's a good boss.
Yeah.
That's a good boss. I smoked that shit. I gotta play this, and I'll play this in the interview. But I remember that's when 106 and Park had the freestyles going. I get them niggas like 1 million bars, yo. Right. That's when I first did the Love and Hip Hop shit, and I had Yandy managing me. We went up there together. Right. I smoked that shit. Right. There's a whole bunch of other bars in there too. Yeah. But Kanye, my man. Shout out to Kanye. It wasn't a diss. See, if you know my music or how I rap, I always say some smart ass shit about somebody. That's just how my shit go. Right. But if you make it to my bars, that mean I respect you. Right. Because it's not a diss. If you made it there, congratulations. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. But when I diss you, it's very clear. My diss is I don't sugarcoat shit. I don't do subliminals, none of that. Them kind of lines are they're just witty little joints. It's not a diss. Right. I have to clarify that sometimes. I'll be like, oh, he took a shot at. Nah, I don't take shots. If I diss you, it's black and white. Right. Anybody I diss, we all know it. It ain't no fucking secret. I don't do subliminals, none of that sneaky shit. Nah. Right. That's just witty shit that I think is dope. Right. If I diss you, it's a fucking diss. You know what I'm saying?
This one has 2 parts that I caught to it. Lord of Mercy, right. 7 years ago. I hope they don't believe me now. I hope they believe me now. They didn't believe me then, but I hope they believe me now.
Word, because I've been doubted a lot, even still. Like, I don't come into any situation trying to prove anything to anybody but me. If I believe, I don't give a fuck what you think. Right. You're just late or you didn't get it. I'm not here to prove to any of you motherfuckers. If I believe it, then you got to catch up. Right. I already know what the truth is. Right. So, you make believers out. I make believers out of doubters all the time. Right. All the time. You already know he was that ill. You late, nigga. Right. I've been this ill forever. You just caught up. Right. Duh. It's not new. Like, yo, what did you do? where you been, man? Your shit is fire. You changed it? Nah, you just caught up, bro. We're doing the same shit forever.
Right.
Like, what's new about the next album? Nothing.
Right.
The same fire I gave you last time.
Right.
I ain't changed shit. Facts. You just caught up, nigga. Thank you for attending the party.
Right.
Glad you're here. Stick around.
Right.
Word.
Niggas will kill you over a woman instead of your brother.
Facts.
You'd rather make your big homie proud instead of your mother.
It's a big fact.
Ooh. And once again to the congregation, this is doing something for somebody. And that goes back to the hood mentality, you know? So I'm going to tell y'all this. He going to break it down to you, but I'm going to say it one more time to y'all. Niggas will kill you over a woman instead of your brother. You'd rather make your big homie proud instead of your mother.
That's that's self-explanatory right there. Niggas be having more to prove to the people outside rather than the people inside who really matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to stop caring what people think so much, man. Especially, quote unquote, big homies. Some of them are just full of mistakes and they misleading your ass. We all men that got shit to learn. So some of your big homies, they're not absolved from the fact that we all imperfect humans. A lot of them they'll make the right decisions or still ain't making the right decisions. I love to see when big homies lead the kids in the right direction. I had a few that led me the right way and some that led me the wrong way.
Right.
But it's neither one of their faults. It depends on what level of maturity you at in your life, what you see as leadership. You know what I'm saying? I said in one of my new raps, a record I'm doing with I don't know who's on the record yet, but I'm doing another album with my man 38 Special. You know, we put out one album a couple months ago called the fuck is it called again? The Art of Words.
Right.
So I put out another album with him, and I wrote these bars. I said, he ain't learn much. Oh, I said, you're working, he working, but he ain't earn much. You're following your OG, led you to prison, and he ain't learn much. And that's just facts. Sometimes your OG got to lead you out of the fucking smoke, out of the fire, not into the shit. Right. I had like my big homie Chaz, man, God bless him. He always led me the opposite way of trouble. I got into trouble just disobeying what he was telling me to do. So when I was outside doing shit, he ain't know about it because he was definitely trying to lead me the other way. Like, nigga, stay away from this person, stay away from that person, don't fuck with them drugs, stay away from this. Like, he was leading me the right way. Me being young and just wanting to be outside, I was making my own decisions behind his back and like, oh, I'm gonna go run around and do this. But then I had other OGs attaching me like, you would take over this hood, right? I'm like, yeah, young and not knowing shit. Then they put work in my hands and now I'm going crazy. Right. But that was not with his consent. I was behind his back. He was he would have been tight if he knew I was doing that. Right. So certain big homies are going to lead you the right way to be successful, to have a real shot at life. And certain is going to lead you to repeat the mistakes they made. Like, why would I send you? That's like if I touched the kettle and burnt the fuck out of my hand, why would I let you do it? Right. It's crazy to me, but that's the hood cycle we be stuck in. Right. So niggas be stuck on trying to impress the wrong people. Like, impress your mom, son. She need a new house. Focus on that shit. If you get locked up in the street, she's probably gonna die of stress. Right. Focus on that, nigga. Word.
Grafh sold Queens Freestyle 3 years ago. I'm from Queens. Let that thing clap out here. Your favorite rapper done got his chain snatched out here. And he came back and paid to get his chain back out here.
What's the next line?
That's the part I got.
Oh, fact. I ain't mad.
That's the part I got.
Word. That's big Queen shit.
Yeah.
A lot of niggas are robbed the Queens. I ain't gonna say no names. I'm not doing that. Right. But Queens is that kind of town. Jamaica, Queens is the shit. It can happen to you. It may happen to you anywhere. But I'm up where I'm from. I'm a super Queens nigga. You know what I'm saying? So favorite rapper probably got it. Right. Very close to my neighborhood. Right. A lot of times back then we would get the phone calls to get niggas' chains back. Right. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to even talk about that too much. But, you know, if you're in the streets, you know what's up. Right. Or
I think a part of one of the lines you said later on were about, like, something about looking at your baby pictures. You know, your big homies with your babysitters. Something along those lines.
How that shit went again? Damn, what you wrote it down. I mean, I can't. One thing about me, it's hard for me to remember my rhymes in the middle. Right. I had to spit that whole shit to get to that part. What the fuck I said? I said, it's not gonna happen.
Something along the baby pictures and the.
I said something about my OGs.
Yeah.
I said my OGs. You can see my OGs in my baby pictures.
Yes.
niggas you look up to is probably my babysitters.
Yes, sir.
Like that.
Yeah.
Something like that,
Something
right?
along those lines, yeah.
That's fire.
Yeah, that was
Grafh guy can rap. That guy, man.
Right.
That's a good one.
So, did Zip 'Em Up...
Oh, wait, shout out to Casanova. That's his beat, man. Hold your head, my nigga.
Yeah,
Facts
free
indeed.
cash. Did Zip 'Em Up get re-released or come out like years ago?
It got re-released.
Got you.
It got re-released. That's me and Styles P and my nigga Loaded Lux.
Right.
It got re-released.
Right.
A lot of my older songs, I'm slowly re-releasing now because I feel like I'm at a bigger level and people are paying attention more.
Right.
So a lot of them got overlooked. Didn't make DSPs. They probably mixtape, all kind of shit. So a lot of that older stuff, I'm like, you know what? Let me give my new fans some of this old shit because it's fire still.
Right.
And it got overlooked.
Right.
My record is too good to not be overlooked.
Right.
Fuck all that. So a lot of you'll see, even the Joe Budden record, I'm gonna drop that again and re-release it so y'all can hear it now.
Right.
It's timeless.
Right.
But it's like, it's a shame for it to just be like, it never made it to like
Right.
the streaming world. So
Right.
nah, we gonna gear all that.
Yeah. I'm at your baby mama crib pushing your son around. The world is mine. I'd be pushing the son around.
Facts. Word. Tell your baby mom to say what up though.
Right. So,
Yeah.
you know, we're at the end. We've had a great one.
Yeah, for sure.
I always like to end with these same two questions. Cause
oh wait, before we get into that,
let
me not forget to mention I have a really cool program that I'm putting in schools now that I've been doing for the last few years. It's a hip hop based program where I bring my partner Perez to schools. Yeah,
y'all teaching kids. I saw the video. Y'all be teaching kids how to write, rap, and all that. Yeah,
teaching them how to make the beats, how to work the equipment. More importantly, teaching them how to express themselves. Because like I was saying about emotional intelligence, it's very we don't learn how to express ourselves properly. We learn how to be angry and just be mad and shit. So I'm teaching them. Because for me, music is therapy. Saved my life for sure. So I teach them how to really express themselves. Even if they don't want to rap, I'd be like, yo, just write your feelings down and just make it rhyme.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the things that come out in these classes with these kids, you'd be amazed at the things they have to say. Because a lot of times in music, you'll express things you don't say in conversation. So when it comes out, it's things they never said before, but it's real pain to be harboring. I'm like, yo, does your parents know about this? Like, you're saying shit. I'm like, this happened to you. They're like, nah, I never spoke about this. Be real shit, bro, coming out in these records that these kids never expressed before in conversation ever. Right. So it's like, it really gives them a sense of who they are and expressing what they really feel inside, not just being mad or just taking it out. Because you might take that anger. That anger going to lead to a fight. Or it's going to lead to some other shit that is unhealthy. You got to get it out. You know what I'm saying? So we do that, plus add financial literacy, because I feel like people like us in school, minorities especially, we didn't learn about no fucking money. We didn't learn about credit or taxes or how money works or investments or none of this stuff. We didn't learn about money. I didn't learn about what to do with money till I was an adult. My first check when I was signed to Sony, when I was really hot in the streets and all of that. And you know, when you think about money, be like, oh, I'm gonna buy a laundromat. I'm gonna invest in stocks. I know what I'm gonna do when I get a bag. No, you fucking don't, bro. My first check was $75,000. I was still in college. I think I was either 19 or 20. And I remember holding that shit in my hand like, fuck I'm gonna do with this? I thought I knew what I was gonna do with it. Then I had it in my hand. I was like, I got 75 bands. I felt like $1 million when you're 19 years old. Right. I was like, what do I do with this? I didn't really know what to do with this. I put it in some stocks, lost some money, made some money because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Didn't really understand about credit that much. Didn't actually know what to do with $75,000. Why not? We don't learn about money young. So in this course too, we also implement financial literacy and critical thinking so they could really think their way through shit or begin to think about things in like a real world setting, because school don't teach you that. School prepares you to be an employee, not to be a fucking boss. Right. So this program is really what's up. You know what I'm saying? So, and there's a lot of extra moving parts attached to it this year that y'all gonna see come to fruition.
Where does this program run?
I bring it to schools. Okay. Like principals out there, teachers out there, reach out to me. We can work it out. I come to your school. Like we're in a couple schools already. You know what I'm saying? So
we're gonna make that happen.
Yeah, any schools, any principals out here that's paying attention, we come to your school. Me and my partner come to the school and really teach the kids. It's like either we stay for the whole year or we could do it for a semester, whatever it is that your school requires.
I'm tapped in with a lot of schools. I have a nonprofit as well.
That's dope.
Called Slice of Excellence.
I love that.
And we trade report cards for pizza. So every month, kids get to go to get good to attend pizza parties for perfect attendance.
That's dope,
so,
man.
I have the administrators formulate all the data of perfect attendance, and then those kids, whether it's 80, 100, or sometimes 40, they'll go to a separate lunch period, and they'll have a pizza party. And then when the report cards come out, because we originally did it for report cards, that comes out quarterly. So quarterly, we'll do the report card party. We do the sneaker giveaways with Up NYC. Shout out to Fat Joe.
I love that.
Shout out to Snipes for all the love that they give to the kids. That's how I met Dave East when we did the sneaker giveaway in Harlem.
Facts.
So
okay.
We crossing paths in different ways, but
I love that. Yeah, we can combine forces with certain shit too. I bring you some of my schools, I come into yours, all that.
Sure.
Like we want to give these kids the most, man.
Right.
Especially I got a clothing line called Dope NYC.
Right.
They be wanting everything. Sometimes we don't have the budget to give all the kids the clothes. Right. So we have another partner this year that's going to make sure that the kids get all the clothes. I'm going to announce them next time y'all see me, but it's a big partner, and I'm very happy about the partnership that I was able to secure the other day. But yeah, I just want to give these kids the most, man. I'm going to give them everything that we didn't have.
Right.
I want to give them everything we didn't have, bro.
Right.
That's what the fuck we doing.
So what would be your message to your younger self?
To my younger self, I probably would have told myself, don't be afraid to express how you feel, because piling up all that emotion, all that anger, it just created dysfunction, and then it allowed me to grow into a grown up that doesn't express myself properly. I had to learn how to really communicate properly and unlearn habits that I've formed from not expressing certain shit. Like I saw my dad get murdered when I was young, across the street from me, 16. When that happened, I never dealt with it. I think my brain just like blocked it out. I went to school the next day, nothing happened. Everybody's like, "You okay? You want to go home?" I'm like, "Nah, everything's fine." My brain literally blocked out the trauma like it never happened. Like it just, like whatever happened that week, my only recollection of it is whatever people told me happened. I don't remember shit. It blocked out like it never happened. And from then, I just didn't really deal with emotions the best way. You know what I'm saying? So I would have told myself, nah, express pain, express shit. Because you learn young, expressing pain or love is weak. You're supposed to be tough. You can't cry. But you fucking can. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta embrace what you feel and express it, because it's unhealthy not to.
Right.
Word.
What would be your message to the youth?
Probably the same thing. Really just learn to express yourself and believe in yourself. Believe in yourself like with no doubt. You can do it. Right. You can do it. You can be the next president. You can be whatever you want to be. If Trump is president, anybody can do it.
Right.
Like that should be motivation alone.
Right,
that nigga won. Like what? Like believe you can do it. Like word, and they have to know that words are spells. Whatever you say is real. Right. Whatever you say, you can materialize it. You have to know how powerful your words are.
Right.
That's why they call it spelling. Is a fucking spell.
Right.
Like you really have to embrace the fact that the tongue has power and you could be whatever you want to be. Doesn't matter who doubts you. As long as you don't doubt yourself, it doesn't matter. Believe it and dream it. And dream way too big.
Right.
If somebody says that can't happen, go bigger than that.
Right.
Word.
Love that, man. So, I want to say thank you for your time, your presence, your energy. This means a lot. I'm glad we were able to make this happen.
Me too. Word.
It means a lot. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to the culture, the community, the youth. Just to see two black men be vulnerable with each other, share positive, negative experience, but also show that life is a journey. Get to show the other side of things.
Word, fact.
Like mainly, a lot of people from where we come from, we get to see the other side. Like they only saw like the first part of it, but it's like life does get better, even though it may not have started the way you wanted it to.
It really does, man. So, yeah, salute to you for doing
Absolutely,
this, man. It's good. It's dope.
You, man.
I like the energy you emit, man. It's good stuff.
Thank you.
Good
Listen,
stuff.
make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment. We're going to drop this in a week or two. And, make sure you tap in with my guy, Grafh, man. We're doing big things.
Fuck with your boy. 100.
Peace and love, world. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, support the channel, show your love. You know what I'm saying? We having great conversation week in and week out. You never know who's coming. You never know what we're going to do. But at the end of the day, it's all about peace and love. So make sure you like, subscribe, comment.